All right, Schlockmeister fans, by request, we're going to do Tourist Trap. Let's check it out.
Hello?
Film starts with a traveler
Hey, can I get some service?
stopping by what appears to be a bar of some sort.
Hello?
He doesn't find anybody, but when he pokes around a little bit, he does find some creepiness. And more creepiness. And then one of those creepy things tosses a knife at him, or somehow a knife gets tossed at him. Meanwhile, down the road a ways, there's a group of kids in a car.
Tourist traps are all alike. They give you a big buildup, and when you get there, it's nothing but a roadside shack with a bunch of cheap trinkets.
They have car trouble, have to pull over.
What do you think it is, Jerry?
Tanya Roberts on the far right there.
Hey, you guys! Come.
Howdy.
Well, the girls decide to go skinny dipping,
Enjoying yourselves?
and then Chuck Connors finds them.
How about you, Missy? You look to be having a good time.
Yes, sir.
He engages them a little.
Got lost.
When?
You see, their car broke down.
Well, Chuck Connors, he plays Slauson. He takes them back to his place, and turns out it's that same place where we saw at the beginning. He's got a bunch of mannequins set up here. One of the ladies, Eileen, goes poking around where she probably shouldn't, and she finds a house filled with mannequins. Creepiness.
Woody?
And the mannequins come to life. Next thing you know, she's being choked. Now that main mannequin looks like somebody in a mask.
What are you looking at?
So they're poking around a little bit, and they find another mannequin of what they surmise is Slauson's wife, or former wife.
You're beginning to scare me.
And now Tanya Roberts is poking around. Tanya Roberts plays Becky, and now she's in peril. She saves herself with an arm. But it's only temporary. Whoever this is ties her up in the basement along with everybody else who's down there. They surmise that this is Slauson's brother, who then kills one of them by covering her face in, I don't know, plaster or something.
Heart will burst from fright before you lose consciousness.
Kills her. The one guy escapes, but is quickly subdued.
All he cares about is that foolish museum of his. I hate him.
There's one girl outside who's not been captured yet. That's Molly.
See my friend?
She runs off and eventually runs into Slauson in the pickup truck.
Good Lord, girl, what happened to you?
He's trying to kill me.
Slauson goes inside, and all of a sudden, the crazy guy shows up, the alleged brother. And then we get our big reveal. It is no brother, it's Slauson himself. He's in dual roles here. Clearly crazy. He catches up with her in a swamp or something, and it appears that he drowns her, but we're going to see her later on, so I guess he doesn't do that. So he's acting in a role as his brother and himself. He's clearly nuts.
Yes, it's very good. Want some crackers? I'd like some more crackers, please. That's like...
Apparently he also has telekinetic powers, which makes things move.
Isn't she something?
He can talk for his things, and he's insane. Anyway, while he's away, these two manage to free themselves and try to escape. Keyword is try. But then they split up.
You can't get away from me, mister.
Slauson catches up with Becky. Of course, Becky doesn't know that he's the crazy guy, too. Next thing you know, his mannequins are shooting up the place. And then one of them tosses a hatchet. And that's the end of Becky. Molly is still left, and she's going nuts herself. Slauson might be trying to make a new wife. We're going to find out shortly that he disposed of his previous wife and his brother.
All right, my brother. They were whoring behind my back.
Jerry?
So somehow Jerry's still alive? It would appear so.
Kill him, Jerry.
Slauson's laughing his ass off because guess what? It's not Jerry. He's controlling it. So Slauson starts dancing with his wife, or the mannequin that's supposed to be his wife, which gives Molly a chance to axe him in the head. Slauson falls to his death, and the last scene in our movie is Molly driving away in their Jeep with her mannequin friends. All right, let's talk about Tourist Trap. This is one that, quite honestly, I don't know why I've never reviewed this one. This seems like something I would have reviewed long ago. I just never did. Probably the reason why is that I'm not overly familiar with this film. I've seen it twice, now 3 times actually today. First time I saw it was probably in the early 90s. I borrowed it from a friend of mine. I watched it. I remember liking it. I ended up taping it myself. I think I rented it and copied it from like a Blockbuster or something, probably in 1996 or 1997, in that range. I watched it then, and I haven't seen it since. It's interesting, this DVD here, which I've never actually watched until today, says 20th Anniversary Special Edition, which means I got this in 1999, probably brand new. Never watched it, and now more years have passed since those 20, since I've acquired this. The movie's now 44 years old, so. But hey, this was recommended. Somebody said, hey, review Tourist Trap. So here we go, Tourist Trap. A bunch of kids, I use the term kids loosely because they're all probably in their mid-20s. Tanya Roberts is one of them. Jocelyn Jones is another one. They're just traveling. I don't know where the hell they are. In the Southwest, maybe. I don't know. Texas. I don't know. They're just traveling through, and they stop at this wayside. They have some car trouble. Some of the girls go skinny dipping during this time, and then they stumble upon Chuck Connors, who plays Mr. Slauson, I think is his name. And he says, well, come on back to my place. I'll help you fix your truck, whatever. And so it turns out he used to own this wayside place here. It was like a museum of some sort where he had a bunch of mannequins there. Some of them could move and pretend to shoot guns, that sort of thing. They were just these live mannequin things. But apparently the business closed years ago because a new highway came in and now nobody stops by his place. He keeps talking about his brother, who was good at making these animatronic things himself, but ran off to work for some other big city place doing a similar thing. So it's just him. He's just some old country bumpkin. Now he's got a bunch of these mannequins in his house. And, eventually our girls and our guys here, they kind of split off. and one of them wanders into the house where she's not supposed to, and she sees these mannequins, and they start moving and opening their mouths and all kinds of stuff, and they start getting attacked, and attacked and killed in some cases. And we see this one main mannequin guy, which is clearly somebody in a mask, and we are led to believe is Chuck Connor's brother, who's come back and is torturing, killing some of these people. But ultimately, we have a reveal maybe midway through the film that it's not his brother; it's actually him himself underneath this mask. He also has his like an animatronic version of his wife, who apparently has passed away. And he starts killing these kids, torture them, but slowly. He doesn't kill them all right away. Sometimes he like captures them, ties them up. There's this one girl, Molly, who he seems to have some sort of obsession with, eventually he just kills them off one by one until there's only one left. We do learn at one point that the anger behind all this is that his brother and his wife were whoring around together, as he says, so he killed them both. So anyway, he's killing all these people, and then at the end of the movie, there's this kind of a creepy scene where the one survivor left is Molly, Jocelyn Jones, but this other guy, I think his name was Jerry, comes in, and she's like, Jerry, help me, and Jerry's got an axe. He's like, okay, come on, let's get out of here, Molly. But Molly goes by him, and she's like, kill him, talking about killing Chuck Connors. And Chuck Connors kind of laughs and says he can't. And it turns out her friend, Jerry, I think it's Jerry, by the way, is an animatronic himself, and created by Chuck Connors. Chuck Connors can create people create these machines that look like real people. So he's laughing and laughing. Then he starts grabbing the wife animatronic, starts dancing around with her. And then Molly gets an axe and smashes him in the back of the head and kills him. Almost end of movie at that point. But then we see a final scene, which is really creepy, where Molly is driving down the road and she's got her 3 animatronic friends, previous victims, in the back seat with her. Movie freeze frames. That's our film. So there you go. That is Tourist Trap. So again, I think this is a really cool movie. It's got a creepy vibe to it. One of these killer doll movies. It's one of these movies that when you see this movie, it sticks with you forever and ever. It's one of these things that if you saw on late night television back in the early 80s, you had fond memories of it. And again, it is scary, creepy, and it will stick with you. It's actually rated PG, apparently, although it does say R on the back of the box here. But IMDb mentioned that they were surprised at the PG rating, considering some of the stuff in this movie, the violence. There was actually no real nudity. There was a skinny dipping scene with the 3 ladies, but they don't actually show any boobs or nipples in that scene. So, hey, they got away with that. But yeah, it's a creepy film. I like it. I like it a lot, actually. So I'm surprised I've waited so long to watch this again. But yeah, that's probably why I haven't reviewed it previously, just because I just wasn't overly familiar with it. And a lot of the early horror movies I did back years ago now that I've reviewed are some of my favorites and stuff. And this certainly would have been there had I watched this movie in the 80s, but I didn't. I never showed up on cable as far as I know. And just, like I said, a friend of mine had it, and that's where I was first exposed to it. But anyway, that's it. It's Tourist Trap. I'm pretty sure this has a Blu-ray release now, so you don't need the 20th anniversary DVD like I got here, but looks fine here. So check it out. Leave some comments. I'll leave a link to the Blu-ray down below if you're looking to buy it, and you should, because this is a good one. Check it out. Leave some comments. Watch it. Bye. Tourist Trap.